New research from Brick Meets Click and Mercatus says that affluent households played a significant role in driving Walmart's online grocery growth during the first half of 2024, even as lower income households remain the retailer's core e-grocery segment. According to Grocery Dive, the growth stems from Walmart's higher income households spending more online and ordering more frequently than other customer segments. Walmart's growing popularity with higher income households comes, quote, at the expense, end quote, of supermarkets, hard discounters, and Target. Walmart's most affluent customer segment, which makes up more than $200,000 in annual income, now makes up 8% of its average monthly active user base. That affluent monthly user base has increased 5 times faster over the past year than its overall average monthly active users have, the two firms found. Lower income households, or households that are making less than $50,000 a year, accounted for 41% of Walmart's average active monthly users, compared to 36% for hard discounters, 30% for supermarkets, and 28% for Target, per the report. But while Walmart's sales for this customer segment dipped 6%, supermarkets and Target saw a drop of 20%. Joe, this is also our A&M put you on the spot question of the week. We are going to put you in the hot seat here, and here is the question that A&M has. One may have been able to predict this trend, this Walmart affluent customer increase trend, per A&M CRG's spring customer sentiment survey, where higher income households maintained a 600 basis point higher preference to shop online in general, plus 24% of higher earners indicated they've switched to less expensive grocers. Joe, do you suppose the Walmart versus broader grocery results are indicative of that wallet tightening for more affluent online shoppers, or because of a superior Walmart delivery customer experience? What do you make of these new income statistics surrounding Walmart? That was a lot.
Welcome
Wow,
to the
that
party, Joe.
there's a lot of stats there to parse out. I kind of wish there were some graphs and
You
charts that
need
went
some
along with
infographics.
the report.
Yes, yes,
But
working on it.
my head went first to customer experience as opposed to trading down or affluent
Mm.
customers suddenly watching their grocery budgets more. It was the second thing was the one that I thought of, which is, when you decide where you want to buy your groceries online from, if you do it at all, it depends on selection, it depends on price, but most importantly, it depends on like how fast you get your order and is your order
Yep.
correct and those kinds of things. And it only takes one or two negative experiences for somebody to sour on, kind of whoever they use the first time and try somebody else. And I
Hmm.
kind of think it might be more that experience piece that's driving Walmart's success with affluent customers. It's probably a little bit of both, but I would put my money more on their the experience they're able to deliver.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, Joe. I mean, you look at number one and that being convenience, and the majority of the households in the country are, Walmart is the closest option for them. And if they can, order online and have it delivered, or they can have something available for pickup on their schedule, I mean, that is a huge impact, regardless of demographic, I think. But especially in this case and what they're seeing with this more affluent customer. But Chris, what are your thoughts here?
I think the answer to A&M's question is clearly both things are happening. You
Yeah.
have the higher income shopper trying to be more discerning, but you also have something special in the water at Walmart. And so I think at the end of the day, this news is massive news.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a huge headline because the fruits of it are really going to be felt as the economy gets better and the lower income strata starts to reemerge, so to speak. And who knows when that is, but it'll happen at
Yeah,
some
that's a good
point.
point.
And so, there's two things I would key in on with this announcement. First, and Joe, you kind of mentioned it, but I'll go into it a little bit further, is grocery shopping is a really sticky behavior. So once you have
Mhm.
high income shoppers shopping for groceries at Walmart, it will become an integrated part of their weekly grocery routines. And the second point I make is that the data also, this was really interesting to me. The data also shows that only 17% of Walmart's monthly users bought groceries online from another supermarket format in the first quarter of 2024, which was a 28 basis point drop from the same period in 2023, which means Walmart's getting more shoppers and they're cross shopping less. So that bodes very well for Walmart going forward. It only puts more tailwind at their back if they can continue this, and then they get the lower income strata into the game as well. So there is growth latent here that's going to come for Walmart at some point in time. So this is big news to me.
Yeah, especially Chris, I think that's a great point. But especially when you start to bring in like scoop fashion and apparel product and all of the work that their Walmart's really, really been digging their heels into in the higher end apparel and fashion as they're adding those brands to their marketplace. The StockX partnership, I mean, I think you're so right. Like once you get in there and people are going to Walmart for maybe a pair of sneakers that they wouldn't go to before, and now they can, get Thanksgiving dinner like we talked about last week for under,
Hmm.
$10 a person or $7 a person, I think it was. Like all of those things are going to just kind of give people a reason to keep being fueled in that Walmart experience. And I think the last thing that I would just add to kind of close us out here, Chris, too, is I think that the digital penetration is really important, especially with this more affluent consumer, and especially as you're starting to see Walmart steal more share from like a Target, for example. I think Walmart is dominating in their marketing, they're dominating in, their innovation investments. They're doing all the things to make this customer experience really good from a digital perspective, from an online perspective. And so I think that, for me at least, I think Walmart's still lacking in the store experience that will be important to keep and maintain this affluent customer. So I think seeing their investment here in digital and in the Walmarts that they're kind of putting out into the public is great. I think they're going to have to maintain that affluent customer base. They're going to have to still make investments in stores if they want to kind of retain that base and continue to grow it.
Which they are doing too. Although I'd push back on that a little bit because I think all of this growth is potentially additive when you look at the higher income shopper. I think it also plays back to the adage we talked about on the show too, Ann, which what is old is new again. The
Hmm.
super center was the key invention in the 80s, basically.
Yeah.
And the grocery was the trip driver. And now we're seeing online at Walmart that grocery can be the trip driver for the upper income echelon
Yep.
of the digital shopper that then, to your point, gets them into apparel, gets them into other things and their marketplace is fully functioning as well. So that's all additive growth here at the end of the day.
Yeah. So
That's
you
what's
think the
so
store
impressive
experience is a
about
little
this.
bit less important. It's really more about like just keeping them in the digital and marketplace sphere.
I think so, especially when you look at the tough times the lower income stratus having, because that will come
Yeah.
back via the store. But
Sure.
all this growth is additive in the digital sphere, which is so important here. So